Hello, everybody. um, Welcome to a third time trying to make this stream work tonight. I apologize for anyone who is having to deal with this on the receiving end, but hopefully it's none of you. Besides the wonderful players. Again, guys, thank you so much for being so kind. Okay, so what I would like to do... okay, great, good. What I would like to do is actually just take a small step back. I know we kind of already started to kind of go through the scene a little bit, but can we start the scene from just giving Adim the locket? So I will kind of prep this. Basically, what happens in this moment, we are doing funeral rites for Slagtan. I don't know if any of this is going to be able to fit in, but so doing funeral rites for Slagtan. While they're going through that, you see Adim kind of off to the side. In quiet reverence of the situation that is unfolding. This is your opportunity to go up to Adim and talk to him.
Milo's gonna start the conversation with them. You're Adim, right?
Yes. You're Milo.
I am. Sorry, I'm terrible with names. So I don't know if it's I don't know if it's disrespectful, but what happened? What?
We gotta say this again. Okay.
Yeah.
He was
what are you talking about? Just kidding. Go ahead.
He was attacked by Abomination, and I wasn't fast enough to protect him.
Okay. And then Milo is going to not have anywhere really to go after learning that. Just so I don't know if this is, again, I don't know if I'm being disrespectful. I only know like 4 people of your skin tone. Are you from Anoria?
In a sense, yes, kind of. I lived there. I was born there, but I'm not Triton.
Okay. I have a friend that grew up in Anoria.
I'm sure she's wonderful. Or there. I'm sure they're wonderful. So I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's great. And then Milo is gonna as he says, yeah, she's great, he's gonna say it a little bit distant as he's digging in his satchel, and he finds he pulls out a kind of a like rope wrapped silver necklace with a locket on the at the end. And well, I guess it'd be in the irrelevant where the locket is. And says, I was told to find. I was given the task of finding an Adim while I was in Anoria. It seems like it might be you. And he presents the locket to you. And it's it looks like a chunk of the coral from the Reef Memoriam, and in the center where a portrait would be, there is a white conch shell with what seems to be some sort of vapor coming out of it.
Nice.
And he presents it to you and like holds it like he's handing it to you.
And
on the back. Oh.
Okay. No, go on.
I was gonna say, yeah, and on the back he flips it over and he shows you where it says in primordial, in case of my death, find Adim.
Adim seems to be able to read that, and he looks at it, and he just says, "Who died? Was it Raylin?"
And then I rolled a nat 20 for 24 on whether I know Raylin or not.
Yeah, because I did. Full disclosure, it's been a while since I've had to check in Noria stuff, but I should probably pull it up
Is it
now
the brain?
anyways.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
the
it would be
Minister
the
of
same one.
Commerce. It's the
Yeah,
Minister of Commerce.
I would like to know.
So I think most likely she was probably
You
in
don't all
that
know
council
each
meeting.
other.
Telling you who
Actually,
it was.
no, is she the one that flirted with Guar and tried to get him?
I think
to...
she was. Here,
Okay.
let me pull it up and see if
I'm trying to remember.
see if I recognize the name. If I recognize the face.
I can find it. and, like,
While
Raylan.
Joe's looking up the.
No, that was not the one that flirted with
Oh
her.
no, it was the knowledge lady.
Cedrin, yeah.
I should know. Yeah, I didn't write all this. I should know this. Whatever.
Seriously, come on.
I'm sorry.
As you're
Midnight.
reading the locket, Milo's gonna say what it says on the back, and say at least I was told by somebody in Anoria. That's what that says.
Oh, so you said it to me in English, in common, not in primordial?
Yeah, I don't speak primordial.
So I nod and then repeat it in primordial.
Okay. And Milo's just gonna. Oh, cool. Beautiful.
Milo.
He's like somewhat familiar with primordial because he hears Eldrin mutter it under her breath semi-regularly.
Yeah, I don't think, especially like this version of primordial, because I think
Yeah.
like the more I thought about it, there should be different dialects between sea, land, and air. You hear that sort of like bubbly, sort of like vocal sort of sound, and what you do know is that it is primordial. That's what you definitely know, but that's it.
Well, if it wasn't Ray Lynn, I'm not sure who would have left me a locket. Are you sure it's somebody else? Not somebody else.
Yeah,
I wasn't close with many of the people in Anoria. They all kind of took care of me, but she helped me get on the ship I left on.
Yeah, Milo is going to say, does the name oh no, I gotta find it back in my notes real quick. Asharanas mean anything to you?
No.
This is probably a very weird Arcana check, but I would say
Want to make an Arcana check?
actually, no. Actually, I don't think this would be an Arcana check because that would be of any effort of your own. I think in hearing that phrase, you actually see the tattoos on your arm like glow for a second and then come back down.
No. I didn't describe this because I don't know, and I don't know if you watch our stream, but I have tattoos going down up my arms, back of my neck, down my legs, under my hair, everywhere. And when they're active, it's like my body becomes water, and you can see deeper in the tattoos, and they glow. Ooh. So when you say that, the tattoos kind of sink in. I look like I'm made of water where the tattoos are, and they begin to glow a little bit. And I take note. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's different. I haven't had that happen without me doing that before, so maybe it is meant for me.
And Milo's gonna like, well, that's awesome. Is that like an option you can get? Milo's seen a couple of tattoos now.
He just appeared on me one day.
Well,
I was not born with these.
Lucky. That's pretty. Milo's just gonna like. I think those are awesome. And then say, does the name? I guess a better question. That's tied to this locket is the name Glorian mean anything to you?
Deep says Joe.
Roll a history check.
Okay. History check. A whopping 7. So I'm guessing my no is accurate.
With 7, no, it doesn't ring a bell. How long has it been since you've left Honoria?
About 2 years. It's 2 years plus the time I've been on land. I've been on the ship for 2 years.
Okay. I think in that span of time, there was a significant, and I think honestly purposeful sort of space of you desperately wanting to learn different people's names, and there was so much input of knowledge that I think that name probably slipped out.
I'm confused by that, Joe.
Why is that? We'll say above board. Why is that? What did I miss?
Because Glorian raised him until he was a baby to 16, she said.
Are you sure? I thought Glorian knew
I'm 100%
who it was.
positive. No, she said, I found him as a baby and I raised him until he was 16 years old.
We also got the not the whole truth, right? Like that was a tag on that.
It wasn't
Kayla's
the
notes.
whole truth, but
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Okay.
Now I remember.
That, so I mean, I could refute that, but I'm not sure if Joe will let me.
No. You're both correct.
Okay.
And the thing that you missed, the thing that wasn't sure about it was, I mean, I'll tell you guys straight up above board, Glorian wasn't talking about herself. She talked about herself, but it wasn't her.
Okay, yeah, because she said it was her. Okay.
Yep. She would have been. There's no secrets here at this point on that. So I would say she would have been someone that you did know, Adim, except for the expanse of just the knowledge that you kind of came in. I'd say at this time, it doesn't ring a bell. It's something that probably maybe later on in that conversation you do. But yeah, Glorian was basically playing that was me. What's up? Sort of thing. Just to see if there was anything that came from that.
But yeah, I say, no, who's that?
Well, I mean, it seems you're, whether you remember or not, it seems like you're kind of tied to you're connected to the name Ashara Nas, and he's going to look really closely at your arm when he says the name.
Same thing, just glows. You're not holding the locket, correct?
No, not yet. I don't. I didn't even touch that piece of glass. Like, I'm a Martian.
Yeah.
Don't mess with magic if I don't have to.
Yeah. Milo is Milo's holding the locket, and he says, unfortunately he was I met him as an agent of Tal, and at the end of our I'm sorry.
That big voice in the sky.
Yeah, the big voice in the sky was also in Honoria, or acting in Honoria, which we were able to fortunately stop. But I found this on Ashar's body at the end of our battle.
What race is Ashara? Or Ashara Nas, you said?
Ashara Nas, yeah.
Ashara Nas. What race was this person?
I have a feeling it's offensive to say this, but a water djinn. I believe Marid is the word.
Neem holds out his hand.
Yeah, Milo's gonna hand it to you.
Now he's very curious.
Okay.
I mean, I take it. I don't know, but I say thank you.
As he hands it to you, Milo's gonna continue saying, "I later met a friend or acquaintance of Ashar, who spoke very highly of him. So I get the impression in his previously in his life he was not always the man I knew, or the being I knew."
We'll say that conversation happens as you're passing it over, because there's definitely something that's going to be happening here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, Adim.
Great. I'm so good at those. Okay, let me see. Sticks.
Hey,
Okay. Okay. You've been rolling so bad lately, man. I'm so
This
sorry.
twice flagged hand died. Okay, so
This is like it was rough. It was rough. Cool. Adim, you see something kind of that is a little different from your tattoos that you hadn't seen before. You see the tattoos actually instead of just glow as one, you see them like seemingly the light of them seem to travel up and down your arm as if something has actually like it almost in like I hate to use this reference, but like the mummy sort of like scarab like way. The tattoos themselves seem to be referencing something that has now traveled around you and is now in you. The entire space of this, you Milo, you see Adim kind of like rise about 3 feet off the ground.
does the team realize that he's floating?
I think Adim, you're like this is all happening. Yeah. I would say like initial reaction. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, he's like, what? He looks confused.
Yeah.
As this is happening, Milo's just going to, like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Love it. So as you're rising a few feet off the ground, you kind of hover for a second, and I will say there's a certain point where you. I wouldn't say it's like there's a space where you actually feel your heart start to beat 2 times faster. And I would actually like, I'm going to say in this, the wisdom save already happened, but I'm going to say also give me an insight check on yourself.
You're giving me all the things I don't have good rolls on.
Sorry,
Give
man.
me a check or a dex. Oh, great. I botch. I won.
Okay, cool. You're not sure what's happening, but you can feel yourself just they seem to be like, it seems to be even, but it's just twice as fast. And you feel like go ahead.
The first thing I do, because if I feel this going on, I don't know what's happening, is I take my weapons out and I drop them.
Okay. You got it.
Because I know what's going to happen. I don't want to hurt somebody.
Okay, love it. Yeah.
I take out my weapons and drop them. Like all my throwing weapons, just dropping. All the things.
You got it. Cool. I'm going to say, mechanically speaking, the only thing that happens right now is as you feel that you feel yourself you feel yourself start to kind of like lean backwards in this space of that, and all of a sudden everything just lets go and you fall to the ground. As you fall down, you feel instantly you're taking a point of exhaustion. There's a space where you felt like you legitimately just ran, I don't know, however many miles would be crazy for Adim. Well, I mean, like you swam 20 miles.
Okay.
You feel like exhausted as you're like, I think you even like trying to kind of pick yourself up, and you can see it's difficult to do so. I say that's all you notice for now. You rolled pretty low. So.
It did. Nice, man. Okay, so the Dean takes a moment and just kind of tries to settle himself. Like, is he in his own mind? He's seen the new moon being mind controlled before, and he realizes he's back and he's just a Dean. He'll start slowly picking up his weapons and putting all the thrown objects he would normally use to hurt somebody back in their place.
Cool. I'll say this is that because we're going to switch off after this. As you're putting this stuff away, you, Adim, notice that as you know, like Milo was saying, like I'm sorry. You notice that your heartbeat has slowed down, but only slightly. And there's like a piece of you that recognizes like, oh well, I'm shocked. Like this is shock. This is what it is. Like I'll calm down, just take deep breaths, and you're going through those things. And you still notice your heart is beating very fast. So I'll say from this perspective, Milo, you see this. We'll say we'll give you kind of one more reaction before we move on.
You're muted.
Yeah,
Oh,
that makes sense for tonight. Milo is going to. Milo is going to. As this is happening, Milo is going to become acutely aware that we can't be very far from the rest of the new moon. While they're all, super emotionally raw right now, and he's doing this thing. He accidentally did this thing to Adim, so he's going to help Adim with his weapons, pick the stuff up, and be looking and trying to see if any of the other members notice him or are because I imagine they'd be charging him if they
yeah,
they'd be
I
charging
think
after him if they notice he's raised Adim out of the water. And
yeah, I think for the last part of the scene, we'll say that you notice that every member of the New Moon who is literally just kind of completed those rites, probably literally just turning around from saying their last goodbyes, are now looking at the scene and just staring at you, Milo.
it's the caterer who just dropped a handful of plates on the ground right after they closed the casket.
Right, exactly. And with that, we're gonna pause you there. Honey, I just texted you. Tell me yes or no.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
great.
good.
So we're going to switch over to Wilbur. So speaking of Honoria, Wilbur, you open your eyes and you see, from your manner of speaking, you see, your manner of thought at this point in time, you see Bolos, just staring up at you. Oh, good, you're awake. Okay. Look, I made this carving for you while you were sleeping. You can have that. Just puts it on your chest.
Bolos?
What? What'd you say?
Bolos?
Say it again.
Bolos?
Oh, no, thank you. Oh, Bolos! Oh, no, that's not me. I guess we kind of look alike.
Well, who are you then?
Lorian, do you want to tell us what the name is?
No. I'm just.
No, you
I'm
don't? Okay.
confused by him. No, I don't.
You
know
got
who
it.
this
Yep,
is.
you got it. It's OS for all the males, right?
It just ends with an S. It can be ES.
Okay,
OS.
gotcha.
What about Lobos?
No,
I mean-
that's literally the first name I thought of, and no, we're not doing that.
I have the link in my thingy with the name, fantasy name generator. If you want to use that,
No, that's cheating.
it's not cheating. That's how I named all of them.
Kiros.
Cheating.
Heroes?
Yes. Are you
Sorry,
okay?
I didn't say that in character.
What?
I didn't say that in character. I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
I
Sound
think
like it.
Wilbur would just be like, Mr. Pelagath?
Yes. Oh, you know me. Oh, good.
I thought I knew you, but how long was I out?
Oh, about a few hours, maybe 6.
Where's Cerilius?
Who?
Was there a very odd-looking man with me?
Oh, yeah. He's just resting upstairs. I just kind of
Okay.
dumped his ass in the room outside. You looked like you were more interesting. So, to be honest, so that's what I do. I'm a sculptor. So This is you. See?
Thanks. What is this material? Bless you.
You look at it. It's essentially kind of like almost like a limestoney sort of rock. It actually feels very like I will say it feels very sedentary. So it could be coral, it could be rock. You're not really sure. It's a rock.
It's a rock.
It's not a boulder. It's a rock.
It's very nice. Thank you. Is he breathing?
I don't know.
He's
So tell me what brings you down here? I assume you're from up there.
Can we walk and talk? Can we just go check on my friend?
Oh, okay, I guess. And you see him kind of just walk away in front of you. Starts to kind of walk up the stairs. You follow him out. Going up the stairs, opening the. Actually, at this point, at this time, there would be no sense of. Let's do this. Let's get crazy. You do not see stairs. You see Kiros just kind of like swims up to the next sort of platform. There's kind of like an opening for that. And you hear some kind of like they almost sound like heavy beads as he's kind of opening another sort of surface. They wouldn't have doors. They wouldn't have stairs. There's no need. At least in this house.
Okay. And Cerilius looks okay, I assume. Like he looks like he's breathing and not dead.
Yeah, looking at Cerilius, he does look like he's breathing. He's definitely still unconscious. He is fully like as far as like HP and stuff goes, like even the constitution sort of thing, he's like fully human. Okay. So this took a lot out of him. You woke up in a few hours of what might be days for him.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. So why we're here, it's really complicated. And I don't even know how to explain it to you other than I think that I've traveled back in time and I came here. Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Well, no, it's fine. It's not cool, but I appreciate your sentiment. So Cerilius here, used to be a really powerful.
I'm sorry. I have to speak my mind. Do you really like the sculpture? I couldn't tell.
No, I really like it. It's very nice. How long did it take you? I promise.
I think literally you appeared on my floor and then I picked up Cerilius and threw him in the room and just immediately got started on sculpting you.
Okay.
It's not a weird thing. I find you interesting.
I think I got here on a dolphin. Is that like your dolphin?
Yes, that's Lily.
Lily?
Lily.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, no, I really like this though. I promise. I wouldn't lie to you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sorry. What were you saying?
So Cerilius here used to be a powerful angel and something happened and now he is not.
Cool.
And I came here looking for help. I guess I don't know many people in Honoria in this time.
Well, I could probably help you out on that. I know.
Is there someone named Zaris? That's his name, right?
Yes. I don't know if I can introduce you to him. He's one of those high ups, you know.
Well, I mean, this is really important.
Yeah.
Who's ruling Noria right now? I don't know anything.
Do we have that information?
No, I mean it would be. I don't have a name, but it's an Enerath. I just
Right.
didn't go this far back because I didn't think we ever would.
We'll say for the sake, because I don't want to make up names that you can make here, Elgin. So we'll say for the sake of it, he says the name.
So King
Well-
Enerath. So it says King Enerath.
Yes, King Enerath.
Okay. Well, I really need to talk to Zaris.
Okay.
So, is Zaris at the palace?
Probably.
And is there a way that I can visit the palace?
Oh yeah.
Well, how do I do that?
Oh, you just head out. And once you pass, so you see 3 rocks that'll be different sort of shapes. They're kind of like jutting out in weird ways. And then when you take a left, well, honestly, before that, as soon as you walk outside, if you can't see it, I can't help you. It's pretty big. Did you want me
Cool.
to take you there?
Yeah, that would be really great.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. I can do that. We'll
need
ride
to-
on Lily.
Do you need to recast anything so Cerilius doesn't drown? Because he's not.
Oh,
wearing a
yeah,
collar.
because Cerilius is not wearing a collar.
Yeah, I would have that 15-foot of breathable globe around him. That's why I asked if he was like breathing.
Yeah,
I was just
forgot about
hoping
that part.
that-
It's just you.
I was just hoping that Kyros would put a collar around him.
I thought we determined that no, because there had to be other diplomats that kind of come in and out. I think
It's
you
in,
can.
It's
ahead.
in the castle. In the castle grounds, you can breathe.
Oh, that's right. It was the castle grounds. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. So I'd say. So yeah. So you have it out here. You would have to carry the unconscious body of Cerilius.
Cool. Kyros, let me I'm just curious. So what do you do? I mean, I know you make these nice little sculptures, but like what do you do?
I'm between jobs at the moment.
What jobs are you between? What does that mean?
It means it's usually something that someone says down here when they don't want to talk about it. What do you do around here?
I I don't really do anything around here. I just really need to go talk to Zaris.
Cool. Yep. All right. Well, let's go.
Sorry, it's so funny. Like I can't.
We're
not laugh.
gonna get back to Honoria, and my husband's not gonna be alive because you messed something up.
That's me messing up the timelines.
Yep. Great. Okay. Well, let's go. Do you need help with him? Awesome. I just heads out.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. We're riding on the dolphin, right?
What?
Nothing. I'm coming. And
So-
Wilbur just puts Cerilius on his back and swims down.
You
How did
got it.
Noros turn out normal?
Mhm.
Damn family.
Well, my version of like the thought of this is that if Bolos is like a little out of his mind, his father must be crazy.
This might not be his father. I'm trying to figure out age too. It's so confusing. I had to come up with their friggin' family tree.
Well, 200 years, right? So it's possible,
Yeah.
right? I didn't say
Yeah, it's possible.
that Bolos was alive yet.
Okay.
Oh no, I did say. I said it was that's my son. Yeah, that's a good point. Time travel's tricky, y'all. Well, how old did you picture Bolos?
Well, I joked that Bolos had been working at the Enrath estate for a century, and Noros got offended and said, "Hey, he's not that old." So my parents are in their like 60s, 70s, and I think Bolos is probably like in his 90s, maybe 80s.
All right, cool. So we'll be honestly, we'll just kind of strike that from that.
Okay.
He had no idea what you're talking about when he said Bolos.
That could be a name someone else uses.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we'll speed that along. You get to the city gates. When you get there, you feel like a weird sense of like familiarity, but you notice that there is significant differences here. You notice there's a lot more stone than there is coral. You see that there's actually an entire. I'm going to say this actually. You see that there's an entire section of the castle itself that doesn't look like it's even been built yet. And on the very top of that spot would be Zarus's tower.
Oh gosh, this place looks really different.
Okay.
So Zarus,
you good?
Zarus's tower is up there still? Or up
What?
there?
You're just pointing at water. I don't see. Because there is no tower.
Oh,
He's in
I
there.
don't know. Where does Zarus stay?
Just points at the castle.
Thanks, you've been really helpful.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, can I have that back?
What?
I just wanted you to see it.
Oh, I don't get to keep this?
Roll a persuasion check. Jack, you see the heavy duty things we deal with here in the Mongoose Crew.
Aw, man. That's only a 4.
With a 4, I'd rather you didn't.
What are you gonna do with this?
I'm gonna keep it.
So you made a little sculpture of me and you're just gonna keep it?
Listen, if you're gonna take it from me, just take it. But
My
I'd
mother would
very
really
much
love
love it.
this.
If you can have her come down, I'll make another one.
I can't do that. Can you just make me a second one?
Give me that one back, and I'll see if I have time. I'm a very busy man. Triton.
Okay. Wilbur gives him this little sculpture back.
Cool.
Lars is the only one that can have a Pelagath original.
That's right.
Yeah, for real.
You see guards kind of coming up towards you at this moment. They're like walking up like casually until they get to about maybe like 50 feet, and they immediately start to kind of like rush up and like have like tridents at the ready. They didn't fully notice what they were seeing. And you hear the
That he can speak.
Oh yeah, sorry that you can speak. Thank you. You hear the blah, 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 which translates to, I just want to say blah, 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 blah to Miranda one more time. She likes that. The
Stop it.
the guards just come up to they come straight up to you and they go, who are you? State your business.
Jamie, I hate you so much. Wilbur, I'm here to see Zaris.
Would he be
Roll.
the Archmage yet?
I think so. I think he'd still be the
he's old.
Archmage.
He's
Yeah.
young at this point. We don't know how old he really is.
Oh,
though.
no. You don't know how old he is. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool. We're gonna do a couple checks here. I would like a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Because you look like you.
Yeah. Okay.
12.
12? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With a 12, they don't immediately arrest you, but they do tell you to kindly leave and not bother the Archmage ever. We'll say the Archmage couldn't be bothered.
I really need to see him.
You see them take one step closer and bring the trident closer to you. I'd say they're about maybe like 2 feet from you. Now it's a foot from you.
I'm really not trying to cause problems.
No response. Are you gonna wait to be arrested?
No.
Okay.
I'm just going to point to Cerilius on my back and say, this man needs help, and Zaris is the only one that can help.
Do you know what you rolled for that persuasion check before? You rolled a disadvantage. You remember was that the lower or the?
The lower.
Sorry. Sorry. What was the other number?
The other number was 14.
Okay, cool. So with a 14, because I would have probably just had you actually roll a straight roll because you were carrying a body that, well, depends on how you would have voiced it. But I'd say in that voicing of that, you see, we have clerics that can take care of him. Is he injured?
I don't think the clerics are powerful enough.
Well, we'll see about that. We'll have you wait. We'll have you wait outside. And I'm going to say at this point, they just fully take the body, unless you're actively fighting them.
Can I go with him, or can he just stay with me? Like, I don't want to.
Doesn't respond to you. Starts to kind of walk away with the body and like nods to two other guards who continue to kind of face you, tridents drawn, just waiting.
Well, fine. I guess I'll just wait here then.
Okay. At a certain point, you see. We'll say, roll me a d4.
3.
3. Okay, cool. So about 45 minutes goes by as you're sitting and waiting. You see that they're very attentive. They're not looking away from you. They're keeping things right on you. I'd say they're about maybe 5 feet off from you at this point. But they're very confused. It's weird that a little creature like this is a land creature is speaking primordial to them in a perfect representation of their dialect. They're freaked out, noticeably so. At this
sure
point,
wish I had that sculpture to show them while we're waiting.
At At this point, you hear a sound behind you as there is you hear a voice that is coming through kind of the like sort of watery bubble of the fortress going back through. He is not swimming; he is walking. You just hear this. Walks right past you, and the guards doesn't even look up and continues to walk on past. You see the like the back of the like dark like maroonish red cloak. You see hair that is actually like tied up in a ponytail, but is that same sort of darker green. It's a good chance that is Zaris.
Zaris.
Oh,
Zaris. Hi.
hello.
I really need to talk to you.
I'm gonna pause you there. Honey, thank you so much for sticking around this time. I know. Miranda has to go to bed a little earlier tonight, so we're gonna continue on without her.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Love you.
Bye, love you.
So, moving forward here, now we can kind of go back to, I guess, the initiative order.
Me and Mike.
Yeah, awesome, cool. Jack, it is fully up to you to hang out. I'm going to say there's a very little chance we're going to come back to you, but it's your call. Yeah, think about it. Let me know. You're muted.
I couldn't find my mouse to tell you. I'll stick around, but I may need to step away to talk to my son. But I'll just stick around in case you need me.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Cool. So coming back to our two friends at the top of the pyramid. Algin, roll me, I think, 3 Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
You are with Guar, so whatever the add is that. Yeah,
Plus 4.
Okay. That would be 23 on the first one.
Okay.
Under the old laws.
13 on the second one. And 9 on the third one.
Okay. So those numbers again one more time for me.
Oh god, 23. Did I say 13? And 9.
23, 13, 9. Okay, cool. You have 2 points of exhaustion.
From what?
From walking up this goddamn pyramid.
You had it that he carried me, so.
I'll tell you, I will take 1 off then.
Okay.
I'm saying you had him carry me from the bottom because I'm really pissed off about it that you did that. So.
No, you didn't. No, I actually didn't. It wasn't the bottom.
Okay.
It was like the second or third
Fine.
checkpoint.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. Go fine.
Because Guar offered and Eldrin said no and kept on going.
Okay.
And then there was one more.
Okay.
So at this point, you guys are in front of the Tlatoani, a very distinguished looking we'll say broad-shouldered for a bird, for an Aarakocran. So still like not as broad-shouldered as Guar, but definitely seems to be kind of like in the space of, right, of course, in the space of like burlier for his type. You notice most of the Aarakocrans have these very somewhat like sort of like either short beaks or long beaks, but they're all kind of built into that same sort of like space of like a almost like dagger shaped in a way. This one is very different. It's like a macaw, like it is like a parrot. You see a significant amount of plumage kind of pushing up from the top behind its head. to the point that I think we said last time you couldn't tell whether or not it was like it was like some sort of like ceremonial headdress or whatever. And you hear those same sort of squawks from him, but as the interpreter is sitting beside him, we're going to kind of breeze through that. We're going to assume that you're hearing from them.
Okay.
So,
Never mind that.
what were you going to say? You can do something if you want.
I was going to cast tongues on Gore and I, but I don't have to.
Yeah, it's your call. There was an interpreter there from the end of last night.
Yeah.
So
But wasn't it the Kenku?
No, it was the little. There was a bluebird.
Okay.
It was like a slightly taller, but what you determined to be most likely some sort of family member of the one that originally put you in prison.
But we can't understand them
No.
because even the one that put us in prison can't speak common, or even the little blue one can't speak common.
The bigger blue one can. That was the last sentence that was said, was welcome.
Okay.
Sorry, and let me rephrase that, because that was sounding like they were welcoming. I think it was. I believe it said like state your business, and then you started to I'd say what we're leaving off on is proceed.
Mm-hmm. So so Guar would bow again.
Mm-hmm.
And say, most excellent. Could you say that again? Is it Tlatuani?
Tlatuani. So I will.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm saying that really fast. Hold on.
Most excellent Tlatuani. We are but mere travelers trying to find our lost friends. We do not mean to trespass in your kingdom, but we beseech you and your subjects to join up with us against an imminent threat.
I'm ready in an instant to cast Word of Recall.
Right.
Cool. You got it.
Does anybody say anything?
Yeah, I'm just about to.
Sorry.
And what? You gotta let me think, man. I have to pretend to be a bird person, okay?
Squawk!
It's a lot of work. Can't just say squawk. Though, yeah, I'm gonna skip that for the sake of just understanding. Their response is, and what, pray tell, is this threat?
Okay, just for the sake of time, Guar would then go to... Well, not yet. Did you hear the voice? The voice that said magic is in the blood.
You see no response to them.
If this Eldrin interrupts, well, we know you did. Your interpreter who put us in prison already told us that you did. So let's wrap that up.
It's true. We believe everyone heard it, but Tal it was the voice of Tal. He is an imminent threat to your way of life and ours. He made it sound as if he would help you all gain more power, but he comes to take yours and make you all his subjects. And you will not like it.
We are a very fortified nation. We do not take kindly to threats.
Good.
And we do not believe that this Tal could overcome these walls.
You know where Honoria is?
No response. I'm going to say just body language wise, you are because this is a very like thin sort of carpet there. You see that we can see you kind of behind Guard, like they can see you, but you're kind of off to the center there. And from what you're saying, there has been no from what you're saying and your body language, there's been no response.
Well, I'm the princess of Honoria, and we too thought that Tal could not get into our lands or underwater, however you want to say it. But he doesn't work that way. He doesn't work in the way that you're thinking. He works in subterfuge. He works in possessing people. And if he wants your kingdom, he will find a way to get in here and cause destruction. So I would advise listening to my friend.
Guar has a second where he goes, friend, finally, he acknowledged it. Good Lord. Okay, and so then that's just like a split second. So then
you do see the leader kind of say something to the interpreter. But the interpreter just talks back to him. That's it.
I cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
So I can understand what they're saying.
Ever.
You can understand now.
Mm-hmm.
So Guar would continue. Guar would then go on to say, he has infiltrated the kingdom of the great kingdom of the sea. He is infiltrating the kingdoms of land. It is only a matter of time before he infiltrates the kingdom of air, if he hasn't already. His influence is only growing more powerful, and we must stand against him, or he will take over this entire continent. And you will not like it.
You hear the interpreter say, "We appreciate the fair warning." Eldrin, what you hear is, "Tell this naked plucked chicken that we're fine, and we don't need or want to give any assistance."
I say, and he can understand me. There's no need for an interpreter. I say,
Tongues works both ways.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah. So I say, you have every right to be stubborn on this. I mean, your area, your kingdom is fortified. All we ask is that when Tal comes here and tries to make a deal with you and tries to get you on his side, that you think about it first and you reach out to people who want to help you. And the Kingdom of Honoria would like to help you. We can be allies in this. But we'll get out of your feathers now. And thank you for your time. Guar can't hear any of this. Well,
I'm gonna say, go ahead and roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Wait, no. Guar can understand. Wait, hold on.
Cast it on yourself.
When the target speaks any creature that knows at least one language.
At least one language, so Guar can understand.
Yep.
So what do you want me to roll?
Persuasion check with advantage. I'm gonna say this is because Guar
is a straight roll because I am exhausted.
Yes, I would say so.
Mm-hmm. 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Eldrin's exhausted and angry right now, so it makes sense that she's not coming off well.
Yeah. You hear from the Tlatoani themselves. You hear coming back to you. It is custom in your culture to acknowledge those in a form of power, yes?
Yes.
I do not understand why we are not receiving the same amount of respect.
Say, why are you bowing? We're in his house.
This is super weird. Sorry, Mike, but I don't think you understand what the leader is saying.
Oh, but I could probably understand body language, and I've bowed, and I know Eldrin has
okay,
not.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know what they're saying, but I can read body language, and I know this is I know Eldrin has not bowed.
Right.
I nod and say, I apologize for my insolence in this. Honestly, I don't know your customs, and I wasn't sure how I should act, if I should bow, or if there was some other customary response. So, how should I address you?
Your Highness is fine.
Okay.
Are
Well,
you?
Your Highness, my father is the king of Enoria, and I am sure he would be amenable to becoming allies with you in this.
We are familiar with the king below. Do you have any proof of this?
I mean, my diadem that I'm wearing is all the proof that I usually need, but I'm sure you won't recognize that, as you are not frightened. Have you met my father before?
We have met an emissary a time ago.
Well, if you would like, you can use my bracelet here and reach out to that emissary and ask them what Eldrin Enerath looks like.
You hear them all kind of like do this like kind of like weird sort of like and birds don't hiss, but it's essentially a hiss at that side, at the idea of using that. We do not partake in these aberrations of nature.
Very well. Well, then tell me how my father should reach out to you. Because as soon as we're done here, we are going back to Enoria, and I will make sure that he does so in the customary way that is full of the utmost respect that you deserve.
Can you tell me what's going on right now?
I ignore Guar, because I know he can understand my side at least.
Right.
But what does he understand? Did you cast a spell?
I pinch Guar.
Why didn't you give it to me? Why did you make everything about you? I could have talked to them. I'm very persuasive.
1 second.
It's like you're a different person from when you were going up the stairs.
If you are truly the king's daughter, then ask for the king to interact with us with the emissary that was sent. They can contact.
Oh, that's a name. Okay, I was confused. I was like, what, did it just go out? And I say, is that something, is the emissary available now, or is that something I can reach out to my father at this moment, or is that something you would like to happen when I go back to Enoria?
If you are truly who you say you are, your father would know of whom we speak.
Okay. I use my bracelet and I say, in primordial, which everyone can understand, because of my tongues. Father, I am. Oh God, where are we, Joe? We're in Fit. What's it called?
So do you guys know? Do you, the characters, know that yet?
Yeah, I think we do.
Okay, cool. Farah, Farrah.
Okay. So I say, God, my poor dad. Father, my friend Guar and I are currently in Farah, and I am speaking with their king here, and he needs assurances that I am your daughter, and has told me that there is an emissary that can relay that.
And that I am awesome. Tell him that too.
There is there's some time that passes. This is so fucking weird. I'd say about 5 minutes pass, and you hear your father. I think you hear your father just say, like, at this point, like, the idea of like just constantly asking, like, "Are you safe?" or like, it's so past that. And also, I will say he does sound like he's busy. He says he will be there soon. He cannot transport inside the gates.
According to my father, he'll be here soon. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I apologize that he didn't give more detail. So, can your emissary teleport here?
Sorry, you asking me to do something for you?
No, I'm asking if the emissary can teleport here so I can know what the timetable is, or
Absolutely
I can waste
not.
Wonderful.
You see him turn to the interpreter. The interpreter then turns to one of the guards. You see the guard just kind of nod straight ahead and then just takes off and flies. A few minutes go by, and you see Zaris drop down from the top. That was the emissary. Drops down a little, kind of rough, just.
You?
What?
You
Yeah.
are the Are you?
I know you.
Hey.
Can you please help us in this situation?
Okay. What's the deal? And we'll pause you guys there. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's close, Kayla. It's really close.
It turned out way too good. That's like my second try.
That's really good. Okay, yeah, we'll keep trying with it, but that's really close. A little more red, but yes. Cool. Anyways, all right. So with that, I will. We'll.
Zaris. The
Fucking
last
Zaris,
person
man.
Eldrin wants to deal with.
Yep.
Okay. Is Zaris tall?
No.
He's just in all of these.
It's like, yeah. There are people that are he's not the only emissary of blankety blankety blank, but he is the main one of Honoria, because everyone else would be terrified to really leave Honoria.
He loves it.
Yeah, he loves it. But yeah. So we'll move on to Saren. Oh man, I'm excited for this. Saren. Oh yeah, I forgot I can still use this thing. Jeez. It is nighttime. You hear the heavy sounding, heavy snore of Krakus. As it is in the darkness, you can kind of feel that the wind's kind of just picking up and whipping out. You're probably about maybe an hour up. So.
Okay.
But you remember in your head, you don't have to sleep nearly as much as Krakus does. And you remember in your head that there was something else interesting about, there's a city down there. Maybe you can get a little bit of idea of knowing where you are.
So she's about an hour up as how fast she could get down there?
Yeah, I would say so. Well, let's make it more realistic. So we'll call it 2 hours. But it took probably maybe it was honestly 15 minutes of going up there and then Krakus being here, and then just went immediately to sleep.
Okay. So how long does Gerard have to sleep? I'm assuming a normal amount.
Gerard's kind of in it. I feel like Gerard's pretty tanked. Okay. Also, Gerard would have to sleep a full 8 hours. Gerard is not. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Saren's gonna go check it out.
Okay. Cool. You start to head down. You hear that kind of like whipping sort of sound. At this point, I'd say it's about midnight. As you're scaling kind of down the uh, the cliff, you go to reach out for one of the rocks, and to kind of like catch yourself, and you notice just a hint of like a flash of the hand just kind of like separating out for a second. You're close to having problems here. As you continue to kind of scale down, I'm going to say this. You see the large building. It's very hard to miss. And you see that there are gates from the side of where you came in, which was like kind of coming from the east. You don't see any gates to the south. And actually, you don't see. Actually, I'm going to point this out. You actually don't see any like even walls to the south. The school itself is almost like it's built almost into the mountain. Sorry, I said school. The large building.
You already told me.
But I didn't tell them. Into the building. I'm sorry, into the mountain. And you assume that the further west side kind of looks the same way. I'd say you do see a good amount of guards probably on the east side.
Before we go any further, can we say that she told Gerard that she was like going that way, she'll be back before she started down the mountain?
Yeah.
Because she definitely would have, or at least tried to, if he wasn't already
I'll say for like the roleplay purposes, like normally he would like fight the urge to just like go with you, but he's just not in that frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
So he just goes right back down to sleep.
Okay.
So which way are you going? You can go to the gates, or you can try to kind of scale down to be right in the back of this building.
She's gonna scale down to the back, away from the guards.
Okay. We'll say give me an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah, I have advantage. Mm. 26.
26. Cool. With a 26, you're able to. I wouldn't say like it's necessarily easy, but it wouldn't be easy with like really anything but a 30, so to speak. It's a straight up wall. The whole reason I think at this point that you start to see like why there is no like wall behind here is probably because there's no chance that most people would ever be able to kind of scale the back end of this. So as you touch down the ground, you I'm gonna say you start to hear in the far distance. I'm gonna say you start to hear kind of like whispers. I'd say like trying to kind of get into a space like where you're able to be like hidden between the bushes or whatever. You see that there looks to be a couple of figures. It's hard to see from the distance where you're at. A couple of figures that are kind of like that are just kind of standing close to each other, whispering to each other in the full darkness.
Can she get a little closer?
You can if you want. I'll say at this space you're probably about maybe 40 feet away from them. I'll say I will also say there's no real cover after this. You actually see like a very ornate sort of like courtyard system where you kind of dropped into. Sorry, I should have said that. My bad.
I promise I was trying to listen.
So there's a courtyard area. You're basically behind a bush in the courtyard area while you see two other figures that are whispering about 40 feet away from you. There's really, if you were to kind of move out of that bush, even not making a sound, there's a very good chance that you would be possibly seen.
So she's just gonna hang out there for a second and see if anybody else walks by.
Go ahead and roll me, now that you're kind of like settled in there, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Cool. Just making sure I'm pulling up the right backgrounds here. Pull up one more. Maybe. As I'm doing this, you start to hear the whispers kind of forming back and forth of sorry, 1 second. It's got to make this easier for me to read, man. Okay, all right. You see, you hear the figures whispering back and forth to each other. And I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it this time around. I'm freaking out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave. I mean, what are they going to do? I feel like if I stay, I'm just gonna die. The other figures, stop saying that. That's not gonna happen. You're gonna be fine. Just, I mean, it's just one exam. You're gonna be okay. Just try your best on it, and like if you fail that, I mean, there's gonna be at least one more test before they flunk you out. With this information, Saren, you fully pick up that this must be some sort of school. Getting any closer might be difficult, but I would say you do see a space where you might be able to kind of get around them to go from the courtyard maybe further in. It's up to you.
Yep, she is going to do that.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Jeez.
So did she actually get her long rest yet, or no? Because
no.
Oh.
I think the idea is that you can still get it when you come back. I think was the way we were kind of putting this.
Okay. Yeah, because I asked last time if she could like sleep on the giant's back or meditate on the giant's back last time, but then you just said it was only 15 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't a long journey.
Okay, I will unlevel up then.
Oh wait, if this is requiring you to level up, yeah, I'll be okay with that. Yeah, go ahead. We'll say you take a long rest for it.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know what my HP was at before I long rested. What am I rolling?
Stealth.
Right, stealth. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, can she cast her Pass Without Trace before she leaves her little hiding spot? I was checking if I had it again because I did use that for the fight.
You're wanting to cast Pass Without Trace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, no.
Okay.
Is it?
Remember, in this moment, the question is, does Saren, not Kayla?
But I was checking if it had verbal. Yeah, she's not. She's just gonna go for it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I can't get less than a 22 anyway, so 22.
Cool. With a 22, yeah, fully successful. You're able to kind of sneak past, and I say as you're passing by, you're kind of getting a little bit of a better glimpse as you see what looks to be a young face, probably like in their mid-teens, human boy, like long, shaggy brown hair, talking with what looks to be some sort of tiefling. You see him as like it's hard to tell in the lack of light, but you see the kind of like eyes in a more like what's the word? It's like kind of like hellish sort of look in the eyes. I'd say they're probably glowing. They're probably like a light blue. As you pass by them, you see there is a door to be able to get into this school. You don't see anyone else out here. You also see probably out maybe, from your perspective, I'd say probably maybe 30 feet up, you see that there is a window that does look to be shuttered in.
She is gonna climb up to that window and see if she can get it open.
Cool. All right. Give me that acrobatics check.
16.
Okay. All right. You get up to the window. You notice that it is definitely locked. You can actually tell it's probably some sort of mechanism that is kind of like locked from the inside. I'll say you don't even have to pick your lock for this. You can kind of notice that there's a little bit of a slit of light that's kind of in between there, and you can actually just kind of take your dagger and just kind of shove it up. You feel the latch kind of like give a little bit as you open the window, and I'll say before you climb on through, you see there are torches that are lit in this kind of in this hallway that is this big sort of big giant like arched roof. It seems like the roof kind of goes down for several hundred feet. You can see this like deep red carpet on the ground. The lamps themselves kind of glow from a red to a like or from like a fiery red to like kind of like a occasionally like a dark blue, and kind of like kind of well, they'll all kind of move together. What you get from this is that you don't see any people, but what you get from this is this place is very well off.
So she'll.
I would say you also get from this place that it's also very well lit.
So, what's like right in front of her? Like, is there like a hallway or?
There's like a 20-foot drop down to the other side. That's it. You see the carpet. I'd say you see the occasional like sort of like bench, but
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
So you're up in the window. You had to kind of climb up the wall to get to the window. You open the window and you're peering inside. Inside you can see there's a very well lit hallway. So there's like a deep red carpet on the ground. You can see there's benches that are like every so feet, but it's very well lit in here, and you don't see anyone at the in the moment right now. But I'll tell you, I mean, straight up, I'll tell you, it's going to be it's going to be impossible to not be noticed in here.
Well, I guess she'll climb back down then.
Okay. I mean, if you want to avoid all that, you can. That's the reality of that situation. Okay.
I'm gonna be honest. She was totally just gonna like skip this whole place, but.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to skip it?
No, I didn't know I was that close to it before. Like, I thought we were gonna be it was like way down the mountain. Never mind. It's not
okay.
important. She's gonna climb back down because she doesn't want to.
You got it. So you're back in the courtyard area here. Let's say You're... Okay. Roll me a luck roll, because you rolled high on your stealth, but
18.
18. Okay, cool. As you kind of like touch back down on the ground, you didn't notice, but the tiefling male figure had kind of like walked the other student kind of back in, and as you kind of touch down, you see him kind of like you don't see him actually because it kind of goes past the wall there. But you do see his face kind of come back out and look right at you. Hello.
Hi.
Can I help you? I think you're trespassing.
Yeah, I was just I think I'm lost. I was just up there on the mountain and I saw this building and I'm not okay, this is hard to explain. I'm not sure where I'm at exactly. I got teleported somewhere. I'm trying to get back to my friends.
Do you go to the Lotus?
The what now?
The Lotus. The Mortimer Lotus?
Oh, that must be what this is a school then? I'm assuming?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't go here.
Okay. I can give you directions on how to be able to, I don't know if you're able to scale up the mountain, but I can give you directions on how to be able to get into the city from there.
Yeah, that would actually be great.
Sorry,
I really appreciate that.
Are you fucking with me right now?
No?
Okay. I mean, you got teleported in here? No one gets teleported in here.
No, not teleported in here. I actually got teleported on one of these mountains over here. I just I just showed up there and
What do you mean you got teleported? I mean, what do you mean you got teleported?
it just kind of poofed and all of a sudden I wasn't with my friends anymore.
Are you like a fey creature that I'm not noticing? And
No. I'm just an elf. Did you guys hear like the creepy voice thing? You know, like big scary voice. Kind of guy turned.
Dearest, are you okay?
The wrong color.
Do you need me? It's not a big deal to bring you to the medics. I'm sure they can, or to the clerics. I'm sure they can. They're somewhat smarter in these situations. I apologize. If you're not feeling okay, is there a way that part of you can let me know, and I will help you out?
No, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just trying to find.
But you're hearing voices.
No, just one voice. Big scary voice. Name's tall, big, evil. I don't know really what he is. I just want to find my friends. Directions to the city would be great though. That might help. Someone might have seen them there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not one to listen. I'll be honest with you. Actually, he kind of like leans in a little bit more, and you can see like the blue eyes. You can see kind of this like a like hint of like kind of like a silvery sort of gray in the skin. The horns themselves are kind of coming back, but you can see that there's actually You can see that he has like underneath this like black sort of messy hair. You see like he has a bunch of rings on his ears. I'll be honest with you. If you're here to steal anything, I'm just fine looking the other way. But I just don't. We've had a long conversation. I don't know what they see in this school. But if you're here to take something, don't steal from me, but have at it. I'm fine with it, I guess.
I mean, that's definitely not why I was here, but I mean, if there's anything good, no, I don't need to steal anything.
Okay, all right. Okay. Right. Well. Okay. Well, if you can spider climb your way back up the mountain, you're just going to and just gives you the directions to the gate. You definitely know.
I'm just gonna say. By the way, did you say Mortimer?
Yes. Mortimer Ludus. Where are you from?
I'm from Valinar. It's quite a ways from here.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. If I was any sort of magic user that was intelligent in any way, I probably know where that is. But sounds far. Well, sorry to hear about the voice, but good luck. Yes, Mortimer Ludus, owned by the Mortimer family. Sorry, I didn't pay attention when they gave us the kind of like whole like history of the school sort of thing. So, and to be honest with you, I don't know.
Like Grancelli Mortimer, by any chance?
Yeah, I believe that's one of them. Yeah.
I'm just watching Lorian's reaction.
Is the best.
Are you okay? So you are familiar with the Mortimer family?
Yeah. I actually ran into them back in me and my friends were in Nova Sol. So we had some.
Nova Sol. I know that one, South Imea.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in South Imea, you don't know what the Mortimer Ludus is?
I haven't been in South Imea that long, so it never really came up. But
all right, well,
yeah, I was in the woods mostly. So.
I bet. So, okay. Yes. This is the Mortimer Ludus. I'm sure someone would be happy to give you a tour in the morning. But yes, I'm sorry. My name is Frederick.
Saren.
Nice to meet you, Saren. Well, to be honest with you, we're both kind of breaking the rules right now. That's the way out of here. Is there anything else you needed? Or again, if you just want to fall down and act unconscious, I will drag you in. Whatever you want. I don't know if there's what does the voice say? Or no, don't listen to the voice. Sorry.
It's not there anymore. I'm not hearing voices. It was just
sorry
one,
or congratulations.
Okay. Do you guys have a library? I would assume. Is that in this building?
No, not in this particular building. There's a whole other sort of place that you have to get to there. But yeah, it's quite large. Are you a book? You hear a book person?
No, I'm just interested in the history of different places. I would love to learn more. Maybe in the morning.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah. There's probably a lot for you to learn here. But yes. In the morning.
Oh,
Is that
I'll maybe I'll see you again sometime. Thank you for the directions, and I'll just go now.
you yep. Been to South America. The king and his courts.
The king and his courts.
You head off. As you scale back up the mountain, we kind of like zoom out from Frederick, who is kind of just watching you for a second, and just shakes his head. Fuck this school, and just walks right back in. And with that, we will end tonight's session.
Burn that school to the fucking ground. Anything that's related to her
That innocent
must
child.
be destroyed.
All right,
I mean,
we'll see you
same
guys next
kids,
week.
Yeah, y'all are over here like kill him. I'm like, I'm not gonna kill this random kid that got sucked into this. Doesn't want to be here.
Actually, I think I can do this. Oops. Come on.
Howard.
Hey, Saren has seen what it's like when we all split up and it ends in death.
That's true.
Mhm. This would have been interesting.
guess.
It definitely would have been some rolls for sure. Yeah.
I think that it's best that Saren was there because I don't know if Eldrin could have schooled her face if she heard the last name.
Makes sense.